You did everything they told you to do. You went to school. You got the job. You work full-time. And somehow, you still feel broke. Every month starts the same. Your paycheck comes in. And before you can even breathe, it disappears. Rent, bills, gas, food. Then suddenly, it's the end of the month. And you're right back where you started. Meanwhile, homes feel impossible. Savings feel pointless. And the future, it feels smaller every single year. You look around and start wondering, how are people surviving right now? Because this doesn't feel like the American dream anymore. It feels like a system designed to keep you running, without ever letting you escape. And the scariest part, millions of people still think this is normal. But here's the part they don't want you to realize yet. Think about your bank account right now. Think about that feeling in your chest on the first of the month when the rent or the mortgage leaves your account. You're earning more than your parents did at your age, aren't you? Your parents could support a family with one income. Today, 2 full-time salaries can barely afford rent in the same neighborhoods. On paper, the numbers are higher, but why does it feel like you can afford half as much? You're checking the price of eggs, you're looking at the gas pump, you're wondering if you'll ever actually own a home that isn't made of cardboard or located 3 hours away from your job. You're tired, not just need a nap tired, you're soul tired of playing a game where the goalposts move 10 yards back every time you're about to score. Let that sink in for a second. You aren't lazy, you aren't spending too much on avocado toast. You are living through the greatest wealth heist in human history. But why is this happening now? Why is it specifically your generation that's hitting a brick wall? Imagine you're playing a game of Monopoly. You join the game late? All the properties, the houses, the hotels, the utilities are already owned by the players who started 3 hours before you. Every time you roll the dice and move, you owe them money. You work your way around the board, you collect your ghost salary, and by the time you finish one lap, you've paid out more in rent than you earned in wages. That's not a game, that's a trap. And the terrifying part, most people still think they're one promotion away from escaping it. In the 1960s and 70s, the American dream was a manual. It was a predictable path. You worked one job, bought a house for 3 times your salary, and retired with a pension. In 2026, the average home in a Tier 1 country isn't 3 times your salary, it's 10 times. In 1984, the average U.S. home cost around 3-4 times the average annual income. In many cities today, it's over 10 times. Meanwhile, wages barely moved after adjusting for inflation. 12 times, in some cities it's basically don't even bother times. And here is the first curiosity loop, who is buying these houses if you can't? It's not just other people, it's giant corporations with billions of dollars. They aren't buying homes to live in them, they're buying them to make sure you always have to rent from them. They are turning the American dream into the permanent subscription model. You don't own your music anymore, you subscribe to Spotify. You don't own your movies anymore, you subscribe to Netflix. And now, they've realized they can make you subscribe to your own life. But wait, it gets worse. If the houses are too expensive and the rent is too high, why aren't wages just going up to match them? I mean, the math is simple, right? If life costs more, the job should pay more, but there's a glitch in the system that's been there since 1971. A glitch that literally detached your hard work from your rewards. Do you know what happened in 1971? Most people don't, but it's the reason your savings account is actually a leaking bucket. In 1971, the US dollar was detached from gold. After that, money could be printed far more aggressively, which slowly eroded the purchasing power of ordinary workers over time. Think about this, if you saved $10,000 in a bank account in 2020, by today in 2026, that money can buy roughly 25% less than it could back then. You didn't spend it, you didn't lose it, the system just vampired the value out of it while you were sleeping. This is why Gen Z is rejecting the dream. They aren't quiet quitting because they're lazy, they're quiet quitting because they've realized that 100% effort no longer buys 100% of a life. It buys about 40%. And this is where the psychology of money kicks in. When a human being feels like effort doesn't lead to reward, they enter a state called learned helplessness. You start to think, why bother saving for a house I'll never afford? I might as well spend this $50 on a nice dinner because that's the only joy I can actually buy right now. The system wants you in this state. It wants you to be a high-consumption, low-asset individual, but here's what most people still don't understand. Every economic shift in history created a new class of winners. The people who adapted early didn't just survive the collapse, they used it to escape the system entirely. It wants you to be a permanent renter of your own existence. Now here's the scary part. Most people think this is just a bad patch in the economy. They think if they just wait for the next election or for interest rates to drop, things will go back to normal. They won't. The normal of your parents is dead. It's been buried under trillions of dollars of national debt and corporate greed. So if the old dream is dead, what is the new reality? And why, in an era where it's harder than ever to survive, is it actually mandatory to become a millionaire? Before we go further, I want you to hear this. It is not your fault. You've been told you're the problem. You've been told you just need to hustle harder or get a side gig. But you can't out-hustle a system that prints money out of thin air and devalues your labor every single hour. You aren't failing, you're playing a rigged game with a 50-pound weight tied to your ankles. But just because the game is rigged doesn't mean you can't win. It just means you have to stop playing by the old rules. The rules that worked in 1990 will make you homeless in 2026. So how do we break the cycle? First, we have to look at the wealth gap not as a news headline but as a map. Because while you're struggling, someone else is getting richer than ever before. The wealth hasn't disappeared, it's just moved. And if you do know where it moved, you'll spend the rest of your life chasing ghosts. To understand why the system is broken, you have to understand the $83 trillion elephant in the room. In Tier 1 countries, we are currently witnessing the great wealth transfer. The older generations hold nearly 70% of all the wealth. They own the land, the stocks, and the political influence. But here's the twist: the system they built was based on expansion. In their era, the economy was like a growing balloon. As the balloon got bigger, everyone got more air. But around 2024, that balloon hit its limit. Now, the only way for the people at the top to get more air is to suck it out of your lungs. This is why, in 2026, we see a decoupling. In the past, productivity and wages moved together. If you worked 10% harder, the company made 10% more and you got a 10% raise. Look at the data from the last few years. Productivity is at an all-time high thanks to AI and automation. Companies are producing more than ever, but wages, they're flatlining. The value you create is being vacuumed up by shareholders and algorithms, while you're left with a paycheck that buys less bread than it did last month. But wait, if the system is so broken, why is the stock market still hitting record highs? Why are there more billionaires than ever in 2026? Because the system isn't broken for everyone. It's working perfectly for the people who own the leaking bucket. Let's talk about the leaking bucket. Most people are taught to save money. Your parents told you to put money in a savings account and keep it there. In 1990, that was great advice. You could get 5% or 7% interest just for letting your money sit. But today, the interest the bank gives you is a joke. Meanwhile, the inflation monster is taking a massive bite out of that bucket every single year. If inflation is at 5% and your bank gives you 0.01%, you aren't saving. You are losing wealth slowly. This is the hidden tax. The government doesn't have to send you a bill to take your money, they just print more money, which makes the dollars in your pocket worth less. This is where it gets worse. The people at the top don't hold cash, they hold assets. They own the things that inflation makes more expensive, like real estate, stocks, and gold. So when the currency loses value, your cash loses power, but their assets go up in price. The gap between you and them doesn't just grow, it accelerates. Think about where this leads by 2030. If you continue to play the save and wait game, you are essentially choosing to become a permanent member of the underclass. In 2026, the middle class isn't a destination anymore, it's a trap door. You're either climbing toward the millionaire mark or you're sliding toward subsistence. There is no more comfortable middle. The cost of basic life, healthcare, education, and housing has been financialized. It's been turned into a high-profit product. If you don't have a massive surplus of capital, one medical emergency or one job loss doesn't just set you back.